itself gradually, or?
That injury, like, it just kind of was over time. It wasn't really anything that, like, I was like, it happened in that moment. It just kind of was nagging me for a couple of days, and I went into the trainers, and they said that it was just a stress fracture. And it was more of a preventative surgery, and, trying to get it out of the way so it wouldn't hinder me during the end of the season.
Coach, you said you were supposed to miss multiple weeks, but I think you came back in one. I guess how were you able to just power through the surgery and to return and be game ready after that?
Like I said, it was a preventative surgery, and we have some of the best trainers and best equipment to get guys healthy in the quickest way possible. So, shout out to our trainers, and, just was in there every day consistently, 2 to 3 times a day, just trying to get better. And, just luckily, God gave me a healing body that heals really quickly, and I was able to go out there and push through some pain, but, still be able to go out there and function and get the job done.
Do you typically heal pretty quick from stuff? Do you have like an example of growing up and you just getting better quicker than they thought you would?
Not really. I just always been, a tough kid. That's just kind of how I was raised. Like even in high school, it was just I had a high ankle sprain one game, and the next game I was playing. It was if you're going to be able to play, you can play. So, that's just kind of my mentality, with injuries. Once I'm healthy enough that I'm safe enough to go out there and put my body on the line, I'm going to do it.
I guess what did it mean to you to have, like, I think it was 6 catches, 70-something yards against NC State before you go out, like, to have that type of game right before you're able to take a seat? What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it just meant a lot, just going out there and playing ball. It's fun, that I've been having fun this year, with the guys, and going out there, being able to play ball and, pass the rock around has been really exciting. And, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, that's what championship teams are made of, just having fun. And, like I said, I was capable to play that day, so I knew I was going to go out there and give it my all, and that's what I did.
Does it kind of strike you at all that you had a touchdown the week before you go down, and then the week you come back, you have a touchdown right after it? I mean,
it's ironic, but it doesn't really strike me. Just going out there and making plays, that's what it takes, and being on the same page at the same time. Luckily, getting in the end zone. So yeah.
When you scored against NC State, Cade made sure you got that ball. Just how special was it that your quarterback was able to just find you and just give you that special moment?
Me and Cade are really close, as y'all know. So, him being able to go find that ball for me, it really was special. So a moment that I'll always be ever thankful for him. Even my teammates, showing gratitude on the sideline when I scored. It's been 2 years since I scored, so they know it meant a lot to me, and just being able to have that ball to be something special that I'll be able to put in my house later on down the line, and just think back on good memories and good times.
Just put into words maybe, or what the process has been like of coming to college and learning to compete at this level, and now making the impact that you are and being somebody that this team can rely on.
It's college isn't easy. It's tough. Even though a lot of guys come up here and make it look easy, it's really, really difficult. You got classes, got to compete at the highest level every single day. It's a lot different than high school. And when you first come in, you think it's just gonna be easy, cookies and cream. But then when you start getting into the thick of it, it's really tough. And you gotta have your mental. You gotta be able to lean on your faith and things of that nature, and like that's all I've been doing the last 3 years since I've been here. Growing in my faith. Leaning on my teammates, leaning on my coaches, because it's tough. It's got dog days, and but eventually when you come out of the smoke, it's gonna make you a better person.
What are you most proud of when you look back on this journey that has brought you to where you are right now, and what's ahead of you?
Me personally, what I'm most proud of is just me being resilient and sticking it out. Because in this world now, it's easy to go and look for the easier path, and but just me personally, that's not how I was raised, and I'm just thankful that I'm a resilient person, and that I've been able to stick it out here, and that's what I'm gonna do.
You talk so often about your faith and how it's helped you get through these things. How integral has that been in your journey, transitioning from high school to college, through your injuries? How important has that been?
Before I came to college, I was, grown up in the church, and, that's, me and my mom talk, at least once a week just about our faith and how I'm getting stronger in my faith. So I just, my mom taught me that, and my grandmas and, my family, they really have a big faith background. So, just me being able to lean on that ever since I was in high school has really, been the same way in college, because I know eventually, he's going to get me through whatever I need to get through. And I know it's always a reason of what I'm going through. So, not just getting too hard on myself, down on myself, but, looking at the good things. Obviously at the end of the day, he's brought me here, and it was a dream of mine to be in college football playing at Clemson. So I know that he has a plan for me regardless of what's going on in my life.
What's it like when you guys are going through film and, every week it's how many different receivers, how many different guys are able to be highlighted and talked about for all the good stuff you're doing, not only catching the ball, but also all the stuff you guys are doing away from the ball as well?
It's what we've been working for since January. It's just great to see our fruits of our labors paying off. And like I said, we got a great group, probably the best group that we've had since I've been here. And, just the guys putting the work in, and, it's great to see that it's paying off on Saturday. But, when we go in the film room, we watch that, it makes us hungry to do it again. So, that's the joy of this game, being a competitor. Being able to do it again is, the best part.
You guys all campaigning to throw a touchdown pass now?
We'll leave that up to Antonio.
I think Antonio told us that, I guess, in a team meeting or offensive meeting, that you said that we expect to score 40 points now, and if we don't score 40, we're disappointed. How different is that mentality?
It's just a mentality thing, like I said, even in that meeting, I said, it's just the guys that we have now, we've experienced, we've been through a lot, we have a lot of experienced guys. So we know what the expectations are, and Cade has been excelling and getting better each week. So when we go out there, we expect to make plays, and we go out there expect to put 40 points on the board. So, it's not anything crazy, but like I said in the past, sometimes when we got 40, we might have been excited. Now it's the expectation.
And Cade was talking about how you were the leader of the wide receivers room. How has your resiliency and what you've been through in your career helped you talk to those guys and help them adjust to school?
It's my resiliency. I've been here for, going on 6 semesters now. So I've been here for a while, and, I've seen a lot of guys come and go. And, just talking to the young guys, I just want to keep them encouraged, because I know what they're going through. I mean, it's kind of like a parent, but, or a big brother, but I want to just keep them encouraged because they're having a lot of success, and I want them to keep them hungry at the same time. So, I don't want them to be satisfied with what they're getting now, and, because eventually satisfaction is just going to be where you're going to get complacent, and I don't want it. I don't want that for our room. I don't want that for our offense, and I don't want that for our team. So, keeping that edge and that hunger mindset each and every day that we go out to practice is, what my role is, and, just setting an example at that same time.
Sticking with your resiliency, you talked about, this day and age of college football. Who do you lean on? Well, you said you were certainly raised to stick with something and to hold on to your commitments. Did you find yourself leaning on somebody, or what is the support like here at Clemson, whether it's, Dabo, position coach, whatever it is, that just helps you stay the course?
Ever since my life, I've had somebody that's going to shoot it straight with me. And Coach Sweeney is one of those people in my life that I can really, truly appreciate that he's going to tell you the truth. And, that's everybody in the building. So, even your teammates. So I just really appreciate being at Clemson and them sometimes it not being what you want to hear, but them telling you the truth at the end of the day. So I just really appreciate Clemson, being truthful about all situations. And, I don't want to, some places that I hear, you go and they tell you false information and, this, that, and the other thing. You're going to come here and you're going to get pushed, but they're also going to love you. So I really do appreciate that. And, like I said, my teammates are going to hold me accountable, and I'm going to hold my teammates accountable. So at the end of the day, it's a program of love and truth and growth.
I guess what's something you wouldn't want to hear, but that he told you that you needed to hear?
You know, sometimes I just get in my head too much, you know, overthink things. And that can cause me to play slow in my game sometimes before when I was, you know, last year. And, you know, but now being in the offense for a year, I play fast and I know where I need to be. I know my spots that I need to hit at certain times. And me and Cage are on the same page at all the times. So, you know, just having that chemistry. And somebody said that word today in the locker room, and I said the chemistry of this offense has been at a high rate. So I think that is where we get our efficiency from and where we get our connections from.
I guess in terms of Florida State, where you dressed and were there and ready if needed, how did the foot actually feel at that point? I mean,
at that point, you know, once like the surgery was preventative of me like trying to push through and trying to numb it up each game. And at that point, you know, I took over-the-counter meds and I felt fine. I felt like I could go and be 100%.
what toe exactly was it?
It was my 4th and 5th metacarpal. So, you know.
Any questions on Zoom for Adam? Any other questions?
Ross asked the guys on the podcast this week who they would want to cross over to defense or who they think would make the most impact, and your name came up as one that they all think could be a real force over there. Just what's it like to hear your teammates and some of those linemen like that really, you know, recognize you and just the beast that you are?
You know, I've just been God-given with a large frame and, you know, nice speed. So I think that they see my athleticism and feel like that I can move. And it's the different mentality over there at defense. But I played in high school a little bit. But, you know, I'm stick playing receiver. I kind of like that.
How many weeks were you dealing with the stress fracture for?
2 weeks. Well, like fully it was probably about 3 weeks. But yeah, so now I feel great.
Anything else for Adam?
You said like there were things you did in the training room, I guess, to get back. Like what extra stuff would you do to make sure?
You know, it's just consistent rehab. You know, a regular person might get, if you're rehabbing, you might get 2 to 3 times out of a week. I'm getting 2 to 3 times out of a day. So, you know, just making sure that I'm in there every single day. I was in there at least at 7 o'clock, and then I would go in after practice and midday. So I was getting a lot of treatment and, you know, a lot of recovery at the same time.
What types of stuff would you do?
I mean, it's things like bone stem, you know, Theralite, red light therapy. Got some exercises that help the ankle mobility to get the blood flowing a little bit so that it can help the healing process. Also, you know, I also slept in a Game Ready, which is it's a machine that pumps cold water onto your foot each night, and it on and off every 30 minutes. So I would sleep in that. I also did that with my ACL surgery, and so yeah, it was all around recovery. Like it was always something on my foot the entire time that I was recovering.
So what is this thing that you like sleep?
Yeah, it's literally like a so imagine a black sock, and it has water that will pump into it, and it's really, really cold. So it's like basically you're sleeping in an ice bath on your foot.
Can you sleep well that way? Or?
Yeah, you get used to it.
So was there anything, I guess, too much treatment? You say you went 2-3 times a day, whereas I guess the rehab team were kind of like, Adam, we're doing all we can, or was they were like more open, like, come on, just keep coming back?
No, that's the best part about our trainers. They will never turn you away. So I mean, as much treatment as they can put on you, they'll help you out. I mean, I asked for the Game Ready. They was like, yeah, go ahead, take it home. So I mean, it was literally by my bed for 3 weeks, and I would put it on every night. I would go to sleep, and it helps the swelling really, really well. And once you can get the swelling out, that's when you can, you know, get the mobility and the pain starts to reduce.
Anything else for Adam? All right, thank you, Adam.
For sure.